Leaving family.
Soma.
According to the country's Central Drug Authority, at least 15% of South Africans have a drug problem. Since the early 1990s, South Africa has seen a slow but steady increase in the availability and use of illicit drugs such as cannabis, cocaine, heroin, LSD, amphetamines, methaqualone, and ecstasy. In his first opening address to Parliament in 1994, South African President Nelson Mandela specifically singled out alcohol and drug abuse among social pathologies that needed to be combated.
We must combat such social pathologies as widespread poverty, the breakdown of family life, crime, alcohol, and drug abuse, the abuse of children, women, and the elderly, and the painful reality of street children.
In the late 90s and early 2000s, drugs like alcohol, nicotine, marijuana, Nyaope, also known as wunga, heroin, morphine, methcathinone, also known as cat, Ritalin, Mandrax, cocaine, and methamphetamine, tick, became commonly used in South Africa. On today's episode of the Hood Talk, we focus on the designer drug that has become South Africa's worst nightmare, Nyaope. We take a closer look at the heart of Mapela, a countryside of the Waterberg district, where Nyaope continues to destroy the lives of the youth and the environment they live in.
This thing is killing
Every junkie go gas, le magata ba muiti ba bona cash cow o ba latlhela it. I'm not a casual smoke, I'm a permanent use. Ha latlhela site le di typical rutswa. Trust me Kim, life ke chuma. Ha regular bag anything ka ichuna. Ha ke batle boroko, ke kopa le tlapa ke le ba le tshokolo. Mathata mangata ang kopantsha tlhogo mo ke tsene. Hona maboa sampotsa ka stopa ke re. Trust me. No get tie, no mpona gali. Din shapile thata ke lebetse lebitso boss. Twele ke tsube ke re. Trust me. No get tie, no mpona gali. Din shapile thata ke lebetse lebitso boss. Twele ke tsube ke re. Twele ke tsube. Twele ke tsube. Twele ke tsube boss. Twele ke tsube. Twele ke tsube.
Compared to common street and designer drugs like crack cocaine and methamphetamine, Nyaope
Everything
is
what
more
I've done,
toxic
it's
and dangerously affects the abuser's mental health. Even worse, Nyaope is cheap and easily accessed.
Aka hola ke le so ne ke le botlhale metse ke ntsha high score banyana bang gafa ke ba shapa ding dong no ba bona le tlhanya just another mal cop who once was a nice boy di shapa maratha ke tuba le tlapa ke bofile nyanyaza le bana ba kasi no ba thoma go nyatsa ha ke ba blame ka re le nna ka inyatsa ka o tuba di draga mama zala santa tla ka itse khalong khala ke batla ho stopa mara ruri wa pala ke batla support ri ntse ne mari ke selo sa junkie ya go swela tharing ke re Raskirish, no get tie, no ponagali. In Shabile Tata Gelevete Livito H, boss, Twelegi Tube Gere. Raskirish, no get tie, no ponagali. In Shabile Tata Gelevete Livito H, boss, Twelegi Tube Gere.
25-year-old Amina Maisa started smoking Nyaope in with her boyfriend. It's now
The drug emerged in the early 2000s and 2006 in the Tshwane townships of Mamelodi, Outridgeville, and Soshanguve. It later was found being used and manufactured in Durban in 2010 and has since spread like wildfire around the country. Nyaope is a concoction of dependence-producing substances such as dagga and heroin, as well as some of domestic toxic chemicals. The word Nyaope, it is a Tswana word meaning mishmash, a useless thing. Once addicted, you turn into a useless thing. Drug bears other names depending on the location of exchange. The name Nyaope originated in Gauteng province, Tshwane, South Africa. In KZN, it's named Wunga. The name is due to the sound it makes as it penetrates the abuser's mind. In Mokopane, Nyaope is known as Nyanyaza.
Or like wish sometimes sana lu wish agar ka wish ta dilo ko morao praia ka wish or ke bona o le dia ka alla da praia ke kwa btlhoko praia ka e bona ena ke level like sana chance or like ngano reverse dilo so khono mona so alla praia ka alla like ka la ka la ka bona vale me khwetlo ba ke di yo ya ngusha mo strate wa bona ene ke kwate for that time ke ra fok nto ke itlwele ntshetsa bophelo idia wa bona ka ba ka la ruwa tse tlo ba wa tse yona ile yona intisha mi wa tse tlo idia lax control ngusha praga ke tlo kwata mola ka dula mola 3 hours 5 hours ngusha but pain e tlo ba ke feel praga ke tlo no tswa pape intse mthola ba alla mo pela ka e bane be ke mkwela btlho ke re o lady ya ka eng wa tse nang twe ke ratang advisor like machita like youth e ban like risatla mokasiana ya rena ba fitu wa bona a re sa mo ba fitu la te toro tsa rena ba fitu wa bona still like no feeling famous ka o ba honest nto ba re ke traka nchi ke ho like ke bona like mood movie like o bona like buizo re hola mo le re bona ma hotel like bobo so wa ba we had bitcha like budi men rex ana je ding holetse na holetse thembisa bra wa bona okay thoma ba bona ba re botsa ka mkhwebana batho ba o tle ba be so ba dile ke Nyaope wa bona o tle o ba bona ba ema ba kadisha dikupu ding ke Nyaope di le mo ba beso wa ba na ka mind wa ka maybe ba ke bona ba ratile mo tle mfeje ba no tlhaka.
The South African National Youth Risk Behavior Survey found that 15% of pupils admitted to using over-the-counter drugs to get high. The same study found that 11.5% of pupils had tried at least one drug, such as heroin, mandrax, sugars, which is a mix of residual cocaine and heroin, or tick. Flubber started smoking from an early age of 14. He started with cigarettes and quickly elevated to dagga. And when dagga couldn't get him the feeling he wanted, he resorted to Nyaope.
I feel like I was in.
Salike Twamauzuba this thing in 1999, you can imagine. 1999 from now. It wasn't popular. We lay our Nyaope, Naberitz by Taiwan. Taiwan. Street names are all. Erekakwa yovile kwa uchuzi. Kitsena le bafana ba bang ba kweke ba tsena skela seng ba re ke Excel ko Bramfontein. So
go Poland the first time ke thoma ke tra osmoka ditene ne ke be ke le setting tsa promo sprayed setting Mpumalanga. So
in like 1999 ke mo ke thomile tsuba these drugs and ke thomile ke tsuba ka mixture wa patje le kwa engine na kwenje ya plug ela slicer ba ela ka end up ke shimisha syringe. So
ke thomile kana tsilana wa kushika ya khopela tamane je pedi kana mogowe ntele nna ke se tshubitse go ke ntwa mputa mo bona and ya bora ga bethe pedi kana mogowe and then was really problem ka kwa ke ba
Many South African youth are exposed to drug abuse due to various reasons, including stress-related experiences.
Na like mulo chinja o nyaka plaka kitseni like nganore ke tswa ka mo family nge ban like batswadi ba ka be balwa angusha bene beke ke thumile utsuba ke sale mfana ke tsuba so
Various factors have contributed to the increase in abuse, including an increase in legal and illegal migration, reductions in internal and border controls, social and political liberation, media pressure, peer pressure, social and status pressure. Other factors include high unemployment, weakened family and social structures, a result of many years of apartheid policies. The unemployed youth, who are also from the disadvantaged backgrounds, seek solace into this drug as they consider it a form of stress relief. Marijuana, alcohol, nicotine, and other gateway drugs boost dopamine levels, which increases pleasure. The dopamine boost caused by gateway drugs during adolescence makes the brain release less dopamine during adulthood. This leads people to seek harder drugs that cause more dramatic dopamine releases, according to the gateway drug theory. What is it about Nyaope that gives a different high that had Flubber and his friends chasing it until they got hooked to a point of addiction? According to the Forensic Science International, Nyaope is a mixture of low-grade heroin, cannabis products, ARV drugs, and other materials.
Retex, vinegar, heroin. Actually, that again, a mixture of drugs.
While it is not always clear what else Nyaope consists of, and the ingredients vary from place to place, some of the alleged ingredients are a cocktail of ARVs, milk powder, rat poison, bicarbonate of soda, and pool cleaner. One can only imagine what this cutting agent does to the human body. The most dangerous and addictive component in Nyaope is heroin. Heroin is a highly addictive, illegal drug. It is used by millions of addicts around the world who are unable to overcome the urge to continue taking this drug every day of their lives, knowing that if they stop, they will face the horror of withdrawal. It is the reason why they ended up saying, Once you kiss, you marry. Because one hit of heroin is enough to get you addicted.
Kore, but one pull is to 10, 10 is to 100, 100 is to 1,000, 1,000 is too many. Kore, once you kiss, you marry. Ke ka mkhonto I design nka gona. Wow. Kore,
Nyaope ke yona like plaka ona different and o tlo enjoy. Okay, kissa once. O tlo nyaka o ekwa hape, o ekwa hape o sa tlo boela hape. Empile o tla le mo ebang o thoma wa cracker wa ja o sa zubela just for fun na kola o nyako ekwa.
Heroin is an opiate drug made from morphine, a natural substance taken from the seed pod of the various opium poppy plants grown in Southeast and Southwest Asia, Mexico, and Colombia. Heroin can be a white or brown powder, or a black sticky substance known as black tar heroin. Heroin was first manufactured in 1898 by the Bayer Pharmaceutical Company of Germany and marketed as a treatment for tuberculosis as well as a remedy for morphine addiction. This substance was originally used as a cough suppressant, much as modern-day codeine is used. It eased the discomfort of tuberculosis patients. However, once the highly addictive nature of heroin was recognized, it has been argued that it is more quickly addictive than medically used morphine. It began to be controlled. Heroin from Afghanistan lands in harbors in Tanzania, Kenya, and Mozambique, and then transported overland into southern Africa via Mozambique, Zambia, and Botswana. The primary consumption of heroin, however, is not in South Africa. South Africa is a stopping point of supply to Europe and, in some cases, the States.